Being in love is the best feeling in the world, yet there is no way to know if it is actually worth your effort. Welcome to the Celebrating Life podcast with Sony Thomas. I want to talk to you about being afraid in love. Growing up, I was a confidant to many to discuss their relationship dilemmas. And in these conversations, apart from the common dilemma of, is it really true love? A more subtle question was, am I afraid of being alone? Many TV sitcoms have articulated this question in comical fashion, where we see people hop from person to person chaotically and disregarding common sense, getting hurt and hating others in the process. So what is love? Well, love is a complex, multi-faced emotion that has been the subject of philosophical, psychological, and artistic exploration for centuries. It is a deeply personal and universal experience that can take on various forms and meanings depending on the culture, social, and individual perspectives. While the concept of love is difficult to define definitively due to its subjective nature, it generally involves feeling of affection, care, attachment, and deep emotional connections. Now, the fear of being alone, or colloquially known as Singlaphobia, is a fear or anxiety about being alone or single. This fear can stem from various factors, including societal pressure, personal insecurities, and a desire for companionship. In today's episode, we will focus on 4 symptoms of Singlaphobia you can watch out for in your own relationships. 1. The future doesn't include them, meaning we all have dreams and aspirations about life, and finding love is part of many people's life goals. And in this life goal, the partner also has a role to play. It can be having coffee in the morning sitting on the balcony overlooking the beach, or it can be together navigating separate career goals. They are present in the future. They take up space in your dream. But if you can't see them fill up that space, it is possible you're not in love or you are having opposing dreams and you still cling on because you're afraid of being alone. 2. You feel like you are settling. Let me elaborate this by recalling a famous line by Rachel Green to her father in the wildly successful sitcom Friends. Everyone calls me a shoe, but what if I want to be a purse or a hat? Have you wondered what does this line actually mean? We have another podcast lined up to unpack the depth of this line, but here the simplest explanation is that Rachel Green feels she's settling in her life with a person with whom she doesn't align in values, interests, expectations, and long-term goals, which will lead to lack of fulfillment and a sense of emotional emptiness. She had the courage to walk out of the wedding at the last minute. But what if she did not? Then she was settling. 3. Looking over your shoulder. If you have seen or read any rogue spy thrillers where the spy wants to leave spy life behind, then you know the rogue spy is constantly looking over their shoulder in anticipation of an attack. Likewise, if you are in constant anxiety of losing your partner, and you overcompensate for it either by being extra needy or by doing everything that you are asked, then it is possible you're afraid of being alone. And lastly, ignoring red flags. The Titanic is infamously known for ignoring the warning signs sent from other ships regarding the iceberg, and we all know how that story ends. Likewise, individuals with Singlaphobia may ignore or downplay red flags in relationships such as incompatibility, unhealthy dynamics, or abusive behavior because they fear being single more than they fear the negative aspect of the relationship. If you find yourself having any of these 4 symptoms in your relationship, it is time to reevaluate and take action. I know sometimes being in a superficial relationship is more comfortable than being alone. But as time passes, it's emotionally unhealthy for both parties, leading to dissatisfaction, disconnection, more pain, and eventually heartbreak. So take a moment to pause and look at your own relationship. Is Singlaphobia the glue that is holding you together? Ask yourself, am I holding on to avoid the discomfort of being alone? If so, it is time to come clean and act on it. And if you feel some guidance to navigate your thoughts and feeling will bring clarity faster, then I'm here to help. Just sign up for the free breakthrough session I offer my podcast listeners. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me. Until next week, continue celebrating life.